today on Divorce Court.
I love Xavier and I want to spend the rest of my life with him, but he thinks that when he cheats, it's his personal business.
I cheated on Deja, but she cheated on me too. She thought that I didn't know about it, but I knew the whole time.
I'm always surrounded by dudes and he spends more time with them than he spends with me.
Whenever my friends are around, she comes in the house like she controls everything, and she begins to tell everyone to get out like she pays the rent or something.
I want the judge to make Xavier realize that he needs to stop acting like a single dude.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Deja Winston and Xavier Walker. The two of you have been together for 2 years. You have no children. Yes. You're both in college, correct?
Yes.
And Ms. Winston, you're here because I believe you want me to get Mr. Walker to commit.
Yes.
And you're only 20, both of you. And I need you to tell me why it is at such a tender age you feel Mr. Walker and you need to commit to one another for a lifetime, which in these days is like the next 75 years. Just putting it out there like that.
Well, I feel like if you don't want to be committed, then you shouldn't want to be in a relationship. So why ask to be in a relationship with me if you don't want to be committed and that you want to entertain other girls?
Now, when you say committed, mean you want him to stay faithful within the context of the relationship,
yes.
Not necessarily marry you.
Not necessarily, but yes, he needs to stay committed. He needs to be loyal to me.
Uh-huh. Okay. Tell me what he's doing that indicates otherwise.
Well, he cheats, of course. He lies. He puts other people before me, so.
Give me an example of a lie that you've caught him in or some time when you've caught him cheating.
It was a girl that she would like make subliminal tweets, and I asked him about her, and he was like that he didn't know her, that she's crazy. She acts like that over his friend. And later on, I found out otherwise.
Mr. Walker, did that happen? Do you know what she's talking about?
Yeah, I do. I know exactly what she's talking about. I'm not saying that it didn't happen.
You're not saying that it didn't happen. You just,
no, ma'am.
You pleading the fifth and gonna let it go.
Yeah, I'm pleading the fifth.
Okay. Mr. Walker, what do you think about this relationship? Are you happy in it?
Yeah, I'm happy. Always happy. We always happy.
You're always happy together?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see other girls from time to time?
No, man, not the way she's gonna make it seem. Like,
not the way she makes it seem.
No, ma'am.
How's it really going?
We at a point now, like, yeah, at the beginning of the relationship, I've had my troubles, my mistakes, but it's just like, we done been together for almost 3 years now. It's just like.
And so you're over that?
Yes, I'm over that.
Oh, it's over that. Ms. Winston, is he telling the truth? And think about it. Were the mistakes he made in the beginning of the relationship and now he's kind of coming correct to you? Well,
the physical cheating was in the beginning of the relationship. Yes. I haven't caught him doing any physical things lately, but it still have been verbal cheating.
And when you say verbal cheating, give me an example.
Like texting other girls. I actually have screenshots.
You have screenshots?
Yeah,
what do you have screenshots of?
Him messaging like other girls on Instagram, comment under that picture. Yeah.
Now you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah? When was this?
Probably 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
This 2, 3 years old?
That's not. It was just in July. That just passed.
Now, clearly, this is inappropriate. You know that, right? If you have a girlfriend, you can't be going back and forth with another woman like this. You get that part, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And she was kind of mad that you didn't tell her you had a woman. And he said, I wouldn't have been with you had I known. So you're lying to people. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
It's not fair.
So she gonna sit up here and tell you about how all the times that I done these horrible things to her, I cheated on her, but she's not gonna tell you about the time that she did the same thing to me.
Well, you tell me about the time you did that to her. She did that to you.
Well, I guess it was like probably, I wanna say like September last year.
Yeah.
She's been doing all this talk about how she don't never do nothing. She sits in the house all day long, and I'm just on Instagram and all these internet things with all these other females. But she had she hooked her social media to my phone, and she was messaging one of her friends, and I guess they had got into it. And then they were just arguing back and forth, and I was just sitting there reading the messages, and her friend begins to tell her like, oh, I never told Zay about how you slept with another guy, and you never told him about it. I was a good friend to you and all these things, and it's just like, I wasn't mad about it because at the time, like, we were committed to each other, but I wasn't perfect, you know what I'm saying? So
right,
it was like,
so yeah.
Yeah, I had no place
now,
to
Ms.
be.
Winston?
Yes.
Did you sleep with another guy while you were with Mr. Walker?
I did, but no, he doesn't tell the whole story.
Well, you tell me the whole story.
Okay, so in August, a month before that happened, is when my first time going through his computer. His text messages, they go to his computer, and I had found so much stuff. Like, I had found out different girls he cheated on me with, had sex with. I found, like, videos. Like, I just found everything.
With him in them?
Yeah. So I tried to get revenge to try to make myself feel better about the situation. And I mean, no, it didn't make me feel better at all. It actually made me feel bad because I had to step out of character.
To do that?
Yeah, I stepped out of character because I felt like that I needed to do something to make me feel better. But yeah, he found out like months later. Like, he didn't even, and then he was like
She wasn't gonna tell me either though.
He said that, you ain't tell me this. I'm like, you didn't tell me that all the times. You cheated on me. This happened one time. You cheated on me like 4 or 5. Like,
right.
And ever since that, nothing else happened. I haven't done anything else.
Do you believe that's the only thing she's done? Or do you think that other things have occurred you don't know about?
Just like the first time. And she'll still be telling us that she was perfect if I would have never found out the first time.
So you think that there's an equal chance that she might be messing around with somebody else? Or not?
I don't put nothing past nobody.
You don't put anything past anybody.
No,
have
ma'am.
you seen anything, any text message, any unusual behavior, unexplained absences, anything that would lead you to believe that she's been unfaithful?
But me, I feel like if you go looking, if you going to look for something, you're going to go find something. So I never go
So
look.
you just cold. You
did.
just cold with
He
it.
goes through my phone too.
Okay. Well, we're going to turn the page here because I understand, Ms. Winston, you say Mr. Walker has turned your home into a frat house.
He would just have all his friends over all day, every day. They playing video games, listen to music, and I'm just like, Xavier, I just gotta work, sweetie. Like, I don't want to, be around all of this.
You want him to sit home in a Barca lounger and wait till you get home? Hey, honey, how was your day? And
Yeah!
Ms. Winston, tell me about the atmosphere in your home. You say it's like a frat house.
Well, this has been going on since we first met. Like, even when we were staying in a dorm, like, he would just have all his friends over all day, every day, and I just be like, where's my quality time, But, like, recently, like, this year, like, I go to class, and then when I leave class, I go straight to work, and I be gone for, like, the half a day. So when I get back home, it's just all his friends. They playing video games, listen to music, and I'm just like, Xavier, I just gotta work, sweetie. Like, I don't want to, be around all of this. Like, and then I just feel like
Well, what do you want him to do? I mean, seriously, do you want him to sit home in a Barca lounger and wait till you get home? Hey, honey, how was your day? And
Yeah!
And that's it?
I mean, he can do what he wants to do when I'm at work, but when I get off work, I feel like that should be our time together because I'm already gone half of the day.
So you think if you're not working or at school, you two need to be together?
Yes.
Mr. Walker, say what you need to say. I mean, I'm going to clear her up in a minute anyway, but go ahead.
I don't want to say it's my house because she had her own place in the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the school year. And I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, I pay my rent here, you know what I'm saying, all my bills, you know, I don't ask you for help with nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So how you gonna tell me how to
yeah,
live?
like, how you gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never told you nothing. How you gonna make rules where there ain't no rules?
Ms. Winston, Ms. Winston, let me tell you where you're making a couple of mistakes. Let me just talk to you about this one particular one. He's 20 years old. You're 20 years old. He wants to live his life. He wants to be young. He wants to have fun. This is the time for video games. You 35, got 3 kids playing video games. That's a whole nother conversation. But he's 20. He's in college. He don't want to sit up like an old dude with his old lady and you know, just the two of you. They want to hang out. You should want to hang out. You should want to meet interesting people. You should want to have a social life and have activities that you engage in that have nothing to do with locking down this dude. You see what I'm saying? You're so anxious to play house. No, that's what you want. You want to go and come home, the two of you are alone, that's your thing. And that's not what 20 is for. That's his crib. He wants to play with his buddies. This is the time. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes.
Did I get it right, Mr. Walker?
You did. I probably could have been there more for her, so I feel like I should take the time to apologize to her, and I'm sorry for that, for not being there as much as I could be during that time of need, so.
Mr. Walker, I have 40-year-olds come here, don't have enough sense to just on your own, apologize for not having, good for you. Good for you. Should Xavier give Deja the quality time she's asking him for? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. So, Mr. Walker, honestly, what do you see in terms of this relationship? Are you looking long-term, or if that's really not what you want?
I can say that I am looking long-term because I wasn't in the beginning, because I didn't really see myself being in a relationship in the beginning. But over the time, she's grown over me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a different type of love for her, you know what I'm saying now? Like, she's like one of my bestest friends, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm gonna always have love for her. I just need her to just
chill,
relax. Like, we got the whole rest of our lives to go. We gonna be together forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole lot of years
That's not an
left.
excuse for cheating.
No, it isn't, and we're gonna talk about that, but Ms. Winston, something really serious happened to you, and you felt that he wasn't there and supportive for you during the course of the event. Could you tell me about that?
Okay, well,
do you know what she's upset about?
Yeah.
Tell me.
It's just like 2 young adults got into a situation that we weren't ready for. We got way in over our heels.
She got pregnant.
Yeah.
And she had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
And her contention is that you weren't supportive during that time. Do you recall what occurred, how it occurred, and how you responded to the situation?
I can't really recall like it all in full detail, but I just feel like I probably could have been there more for her. So I feel like I should take the time to apologize to her, and I'm sorry for that, for not being there as much as I could be during that time of need. So,
Mr. Walker, I have 40-year-olds come here, don't have enough sense to just on your own apologize for not having. Good for you. Good for you. You know, Ms. Winston,
yes.
Is there something that you want to say about it, or you just want to put a period on the end of that and not deal with it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I say this to you, though? Mm-hmm. When you get pregnant at such a young age with such a young man, that's a very, very deep and difficult and highly responsible thing. Mm-hmm. He didn't respond appropriately because he didn't have the maturity to do it. He didn't have the life experience. He didn't have the understanding. He didn't have enough years behind him to come at that correctly. And it's still hard for a man to really relate completely to what a woman goes through when that happens, because she's not also feeling that the level of hormones that are changing abruptly in your system, so he can't feel it as deeply as you. So you have to understand, because of his age and because the fact that he's a dude, not that he shouldn't have been more supportive, but you can't get mad at him about it because he's not that. Not that you can't get mad
when
about
I told
it, but
him he went to the club the day that I told him. There's no excuse for that.
No, it was tacky and it was wrong, and he said he apologized. Guys that don't have a lot of years behind them and know what to do and how to handle things, that often handle those things by blocking it out inappropriately. We might cry, they might go party just because it ends it for the moment. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he still lies about everything.
Oh, listen. You got me all wrong, Ms. Winston. I'm going to explain to me what you're misunderstanding about what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Ms. Winston, you think I'm on his side, and that is so not what's happening here. I'm on your side and his side. I'm trying to explain to you why the situation that you're in is the way that it is. I'm also trying to get you to live for yourself and not for a relationship with him. 20 is for dating. 20 is for seeing what you like in a guy. 20 is for expanding your mind. 20 is for seeing what all the vast depth and breadth of this world has to offer you. It is not for locking down a guy, it's for loading up your life. And I am concerned that you're so anxious to lock this guy down, you're not seeing that he ain't even ready. He's still a kid. You're not ready because you're a kid. And ain't nothing wrong with being a kid. I was a kid. But when I was 20, did 20-year-old things. You know what I'm saying? It's not for locking down a guy. It's for loading up your life. And yes, he probably does lie and do a lot of ridiculous stuff, and he probably does cheat and this, that, because he's 20. That's what they do.
Well, why be in a relationship if you want to do all that when you can be single and do whatever you want?
I tell you why, because you take it. If you got solid, if you got a woman at home, she's fine, she's gorgeous, she's wonderful, she's sleeping with you, and every once in a while you get to dip in another pool, you're gonna do it. Now see, when I was 20, I got dipped in another pool, he swam alone. Because I'm out. I got better things to do. At 20, if you were not adding to my life actively, if you weren't making me joyful, if you weren't making me smile, you doing this, that, or the other thing, I ain't got time. I ain't mad. I just don't got time for it because I got other things to do. See what I'm saying? He's not really ready to settle down. That's the end of it. You can stay with him if you want to, but he's going to keep messing up for a while. I personally wouldn't recommend it. I would be like, hey, you know, brother, you want to stay, stay. He messes up again, I'd roll. He really wants to be with you, really loves you, and it's a really forever thing, he'll act right. If not, step. And that's nothing against you. Nothing against you at all. You have a right to do what you want to do. But I just don't want you to limit yourself to think I'm a success if I get him and I'm not if I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're trying to make ice cream in a bucket with no ice. You got to wait till it freezes. He's still liquid. All right? Do the best you can, and, you know, good brother. Y'all have a good day.
After meeting with the judge today, I feel like I can still be in a committed relationship. I just have to fix my ways and do the right thing by day.
Even though Judge Lynn told me that I'm 20 and that I don't need to stay in a relationship, I'm still going to stay with him because you just don't give up on someone that you love. And I think that he'll get it together eventually.